Hello, everyone. Welcome to Spoilers, obviously. No.
Welcome.
No interruption.
I didn't have
Okay,
anything to
then.
interrupt, no.
I am your host, Joel, and with us today, Moses Moon.
That's me, everybody. Hello.
Hi, what's up?
It's hot coming in, so we gotta get this going. Let's go. Let's do this.
Yes, let's go.
Chag Sameach, everybody.
Chag Sameach, Modim Simcha, Sukkot. It's Sukkot in about,
Sukkot.
40 minutes more or less. Yeah.
What does it mean? What is it? Quick. Yes, do a quick 30-second explanation of Sukkot for the peoples.
You build an outside house and you eat inside because we were bad people. Spanking the ass.
I mean, you're not wrong. However,
however, I'm very wrong as well.
For those interested, you can just type in Sukkot in Google and you can figure it out. Anyways, moving along. What do we talk about today?
Wait. Spell Sukkot in English.
You could do it S-U-K Sukkot K-K-O-A-T or Sukkot with an O at the end instead of O-A.
The O-A is the Canadian way, isn't it?
I guess we'll find out. Sukkot. You could the official spelling in English is S-U-K-K-O-T.
Okay, so whoever is interested to know what is Sukkot, the Jewish holiday, go find out, because we don't have the time to explain, because we have like literally 30 to 40 minutes to talk, and today we're going to talk about Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power, Season 1, Episode 7?
8?
8?
7.
8. No, 7,
8.
yes. 7, because 8 is the last
7.
episode. Yeah, so episode
God.
7. I am very disappointed with this episode, particularly because the name of the episode is The Eye. And I expected, the Eye of Sauron. And you know what did we get instead? Nothing. Utter garbage and bullshit.
Bullshit. It's bullshit, I'm telling you.
Yeah, exactly what I expected to get from this show, because everything is complete lies and bullshit, and it's annoying. And why do we put ourselves in this torture to watch this bullshit?
Because we supposedly love Lord of the Rings, and this is just hot garbage. What is Amazon doing?
It is hot garbage. I love Lord of the Rings so much that I have the books now. I have finished reading in movie the first Hobbit movie. I am like chapter 10, I think, if I'm not mistaken. But when you convert that to the movie, that is the first movie. So
there you go.
So therefore, I finished reading the first movie, but I have not finished reading the first book. Well, the only book of The Hobbit. But anyways, nothing really happens in this show, in this episode particularly. It's a lot of conversations here and there, and our characters are all split into different groups. And I was not, I didn't give a fuck. Galadriel
no one gave a fuck.
Galadriel is stuck with Theo, which that whole thing was very stupid. Particularly one major thing that Galadriel did say to Theo. We will get to it later. Then we have the elf and Theo's mother that we only find out what is happening with them at the end of the episode. We have Isildur that is maybe dead. Obviously he's not dead, but he's maybe dead. We see him, but then he gets lost somehow. Then we have his father that is with the queen. In the meantime, before he is with the queen is with Isildur, and she's like, "Come, soldier, come with me, and all that." She tells everyone to go with her, and then she loses Isildur, and then she finds Isildur's father, and then she becomes blind. It's like, what the fuck? It's like,
what the hell?
How the fuck did you get blind? A second ago, you said soldiers, come with me, like you saw them. Not only that, okay, the stupid thing is she told Isildur's father, I forgot his name, but She told him, make sure no one knows. No one must know I became blind. Then at the end of the episode, she has bands on her eyes to cover her eyes because she's blind. It's like,
Yep.
what the fuck? You literally said no one must know you're blind, but here you are covering your eyes because you can see. No.
She's like the Matrix, basically. No, I don't freaking know.
Yes. You
This
told
show
me
is frustrating beyond all means.
yeah, this show is very frustrating. You told me this episode was so frustrating to you that you basically skimmed through it.
I
So
didn't even watch it, to be honest. I just literally, guys, this show has been so frustrating. The only thing that's good about it is the interaction between Elrond and Durin, and even then, that doesn't feel like Lord of the Rings to me. That just feels like good written dialogue. I literally, like, there are certain points that you had to tell me because, like, I just literally skimmed, listened 5 seconds, skimmed, listened 5 seconds, skimmed, listened 5 seconds until I was at the end of the episode, just to get a general gist of like the imagery and what was going on. Like, the first of all, everyone should be dead. Like, I don't know if you've ever been that close to a volcano, and the real reason why you're listening to this is because you haven't. And historically, if you wanted a good example of being that close and that's far away, is Pompeii. So you go do some research about Pompeii and what happened there, and then look at this show and explain to me how anybody is alive. Anybody. And I said this to you earlier in our text. The only reason why anyone should be alive is that Galadriel is a magic user and she put up a barrier, but we have not established anything towards Galadriel's magic using, and so therefore canonically she is not a magic user via the established lore, and therefore everyone is dead. Everyone should be petrified, ashen, stone peoples. Everybody should be dead. It doesn't matter if you were in a building. It just doesn't fucking matter. This show is utter garbage. There is no realism or stakes. Like, okay, you can't, it's a show about dwarves and elves. Like, how real do you want it? There's obviously a single line of like, people can die, and like, show me where and how. So this is just pure aggravation. So, I mean, no one's dead. Okay, fine. Moving on. The utter chaos. And then just, it's so dumb. And whoever this giant dude is hanging with the Harfoot people is leaving, and then the cultists of Morgoth come after him and burn the village of the carts of the peoples of the Harfoot. And like, I'm pretty sure I missed a lot, but I really didn't miss anything. Like, tell me if I'm wrong here. They're going off to pursue the big man to tell him that these Morgoth people are after him. That's basically that storyline. I don't know how that's going to do anything. We still don't know who the dude is. Fuck me. The freaking Numenorian queen is blind somehow. I actually had to click back because I saw her with the eye cover, and I was like, wait, what? When did she get blind? What happened? And so for some reason she's blind, like that, like anyone cares. Galadriel still being a bitch fucking drops that Celebrimbor is dead, obviously, because it's not shown. That's not the case. They're not gonna murder her husband.
Celeborn. Celebrimbor is a guy.
Celeborn, not Celebrimbor. Yeah, sorry, my bad.
God, and you said you were a Lord of the Rings fan. You should be ashamed.
Yeah, well, the names. Listen, I was
shame.
translating Elvish yesterday. I had to figure out the name, my sword, my tattoo. So I'm super nerdy enough. I did find a name for it, but that's another thing. Anyhow, the point being, like, the fact that the studio would have the fucking gall to even like do that just drove me insane. Like, it actually made me angry, because it does nothing. It literally does nothing, and it only serves to piss people off. And I heard a TikToker talk about it, and he was saying like, oh, they did that because, so we could get some like heartness behind Galadriel's character, and then maybe she could have a fling or like a a potential like love angle with the king to be of the Sutherland people, but it's just like I don't care. And like no one, that shouldn't be a thing. Like she's proven to be one of the most aggravating characters I've ever watched on TV, even more so than Ray. Like that's how much Galadriel pisses me off. Like it shouldn't have to be this way, but it is. And also we've awoken a Balrog way too early.
Way too early.
I'm so confused about where we are in the timeline. Like I don't know anymore. Like I just don't give a fuck. Like what's going on?
So I got extremely bored with myself at some time and at some point, and I decided, you know what? Let's create a accurate timeline on my phone. And here I am
Wow.
showing.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am looking at a phone with a list of paragraphs of dates and particular moments, and we're currently looking at fourth age, third age, and yeah, holy cow! Props to you for making that.
Yeah, I was extremely bored and I was very pissed at this show, so I decided let's make an accurate timeline. And whenever I want to, tell someone, well, actually, this is what actually happens. So yeah, the Balrog. So again, this show takes place mainly in the Second Age, sometime in the middle of the Second Age. They woke up the Balrog in Khazad-dûm, according to the actual lore itself, in the year 1980 of the Third Age. Now, this show is called Rings of Power, so it is before Sauron created the rings. So, which means this show takes place at least before the year 1590 of the Second Age. So,
what the hell is going on?
the Second Age ends in the year,
which they only have rights to the Second Age, right?
Yeah. The thing is, the Second Age ends in the year 3441. So Sauron builds the ring in the year 1590 of the Second Age. Then we have 3441, the end of the Second Age. Then we start the beginning of the Third Age, and the year 1980 is when the dwarves wake up a Balrog. So yes, obviously about 4 to 5,000 years way too early, they woke up the Balrog, which is very, very
by
annoying.
A leaf.
By a leaf, yes. So
no more.
So it wasn't a dwarves, actually, it was a leaf, which is like, what the fuck?
Wait, who pushed the leaf? Was that
it was the king.
Was that Elrond?
No, it was the king.
Oh, it was the king. Okay.
Yeah, the dwarven king, which is also called Durin. So he's Durin the Third. And the Durin
just kick me in the balls. That way more entertaining than this show and less aggravating.
Yeah, it's annoying what they're doing here and how they're butchering this timeline. I really, really hate this. I did hear, I'm not sure if this is correct, but I did hear that HBO and Netflix did pitch a meeting to the Tolkien Studios, whatever they're called, to do a Marvel style Lord of the Rings. Like, you know how Lord of the Rings, you know how MCU, they have phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. So to do that, so to do that kind of style, like by phases. So
why?
No, the thing is, if you do it good, and HBO can do this very good, I would love it. I would love it if HBO would take this project and would do phase 1, like let's say Year of the Trees, phase 2, First Age, Second Age, Third Age, and a little bit from the Fourth Age. So nothing is confirmed. It's just a rumor. I don't know a lot about it, but yeah, that is something. If you do it right, I would love it. If you don't do it right, like Amazon over here, go fuck yourselves and don't touch this project at all. You're ruining something that is amazing.
But it's like, oh gosh, and the fact that Like a seal door. It's just so pointless. like, look, uh, if they're like gonna play coy and like, oh, it's not actually the Isildur, it's just like the bloodline of that would become and have a repeated name. Like, okay, cool, but even then, like, oh, this could be it, and just like there's
No,
only so much. How and why? Explain, someone.
I
Like it just literally shows me they just don't
give
give a
a
fuck.
fuck.
They
Yeah,
don't care.
they don't. They literally threw away $720 million to the trash. Like, this is how sad this is. You, like, again, you have the right to do this accurate and properly, and yet you're are not doing it properly. You, like, everything about this show is like 99% not accurate to the actual lore itself, which tells me,
Which uh,
if you look at the community that Tolkien has that go according to the actual lore, and then the community that from this show, there's a bigger community for the actual lore. Imagine how amazing this show could have been if they would have done it properly, but they
I
decided
mean,
to.
it's so simple. Like you really understand that like my theory just pans out so easy. It's literally they're just filming a kid in a sandbox playing with Lord of the Rings stuff and be like, this happened and they were there even though they weren't. And it's like no one wants to see that.
Yeah,
No one wants to see that. If you truly honor the vision that Tolkien had, you tell his story. And you tell what matters to him, and you tell because his themes are transcendent. And instead, you choose to just fuck everything up for literally no reason. And it literally is utter garbage. Your characters are written poorly, even though you have a source material that has them all explained for you. You know, you have the world set out, and even then they can't keep that right because they don't have a timeline. They don't have anything. So this and this and this and this is happening. Also, the fucking creation of Mount Doom.
yeah,
Why?
which technically, according to the lore, was always over there, and Morgoth was the one who created, did everything. So way
Yeah,
back in the first age, maybe even way back in the Year of the Trees. So, you know,
it literally just in the wise words of what's his face, the creator of Skyrim, who said it just works. It really doesn't work. It nothing is happening that is concise. There's no good story. I am not. No one is invested in anything. I think the ratings are just
plummeting. Yes, Amazon is
just
very afraid about
crashing.
this. They
Good.
they should be.
It serves them
the
right.
the sad thing is, they did buy the rights and the contract for 5 seasons. So season 2 has started to film in London not that long ago. They started filming for season 2. So that very much sucks. I'm not excited for it, but most likely we will watch and talk about it. Maybe they will redeem this themselves. I don't believe they will. But the thing is about Galadriel's husband, Caliborn. So in this show, she basically announced that he's dead, and he died sometime in a battle in the First Age. Now, you have been mourning your brother. Your entire mission, your motive was because your brother died.
Yeah,
What about your fucking husband? Like, I
you
get
don't
it.
mention that at all.
I get it. He's your brother and all that, but this is your husband as well. And if you were
Which wasn't brought
married,
up. You'd think that would be yeah.
if you were married, that means you should have your daughter alive and well, which means she should be married by now to
To Elrond.
Elrond. Yes. Which, the fact that you tell me no, he's dead, your husband is dead, which tells me you don't have a daughter, which tells me what the fuck. The thing
Okay,
is,
like here's the thing, like like anybody time someone dies off screen, they never die. Like that's rule number one of poorly written cinema. Fair enough.
Mhm.
Which means he'll show up eventually, and whatever. Stakes are, I don't care. The timeline's already fucked. Which was why it was super weird to see like the interaction between her and Elrond in the very beginning, because I was questioning oh, it's her son-in-law, but no, not at this point. And like, so there's this weird flirtationness that's kind of like got me going, ugh. But at the same time, like, I don't understand. Help. And like, the only reason why, and here's the thing, like, and that this is my inner bias that made me like freak out at first before I like took a rational breath and be like, okay. The fact that like when she can say my husband died would be the elvish intel. Like elves were like, if she said he was missing, that's one thing. But I don't remember her saying that he went missing. She said he died.
I think he
And she
said.
didn't.
I think she said she lost her brother and her husband to Morgoth.
Right. I don't want to watch that scene again, but I have to watch it again. But the implication is like she knew that her brother died 100%.
She saw her
They
body.
didn't give any. Yeah, she didn't give any inference that
Her husband is.
like that was not that the circumstance was different between her and her husband. So technically she's kind of a trustworthy narrator. And so when she said that, that's why I was super pissed. Because when you told me that, because again, ladies and gentlemen, I skimmed. I didn't watch the episode. I tried. I just couldn't. I apologize. It's just
Don't
really
apologize.
hard these days. So Mr. Joel here sent me like the stuff that I needed to see, and watching that scene, it literally, like, I was at work, I was gonna drive my fist through a wall because it was just so. It's because though she's a poorly written character and she's just a horrible person, this quote unquote Galadriel, she's still trustworthy by narrating points. She hasn't said anything that's false. So when I saw that, I was just like, what the actual fuck? And so it's like, okay, like by all standards and all means, I'm supposed to believe her. However, now that in the future, because after taking a breath and whatever and watching that, like, he's probably going to show up at some point for some reason in order for normal things to happen, maybe. One, again, like I said, no one's going to care, but two, like, it's just going to prove her to be an untrustworthy narrator, and therefore all the more reason to hate this character. And this is just like, oh, was his circumstances beyond her understanding and da. It's like, no, that's not what they established. So it's just difficult and makes my life unnecessarily stressful.
It does. I have to say, up till now, from what I've noticed on the internet, she is up till now the most hated character in this show, and I do not disagree about it. What I did notice, as of right now, there is no magic in this show whatsoever.
Other than the wizard dude. Some people are not saying that he's a wizard, which makes me. I heard someone saying, "Oh, he's more powerful than Gandalf." I'm like, are you? Who the fuck?
Gandalf is a fucking angel. And I'm not saying he's an angel like, oh my god, I love him so much. No, he's an actual fucking angel.
There people were saying like, oh, this person in Rings of Powers have shown more magical ability than Gandalf. Like his power levels are higher, and it's like, excuse me, are you fucking insane? Like, first of all, you're comparing Jackson's to this. You don't do that. But on a second level, did you not see the barrier that he placed between him and a Balrog? That alone should transcend everything that this character has shown.
For what we know, Gandalf is one of the only people that was able to kill a Balrog. And for those who don't know, the Balrog that we do see in this episode is in fact the same Balrog we do see in the movies, The Fellowship of the Ring, that Gandalf does kill later on. Yeah.
Which I
So
had like when I saw like we know who this Balrog is. My question, oh, the same design. When I saw the same design, I was like, oh, this is weird because like, did they get the rights for that as well, using the same design as the Balrog? Like, I expected to see something different, some more in creative interpretations, but nope. But like, first of all, like just to put people into establishment of like understanding, Khazad-dûm should be well into its mining. Should be like at this point, like Mithril should be started to be mined like it's no man's business, and
yeah,
and well known for it.
they should be highly rich, and like everyone, like, oh my god, the Dwarves of Khazad-dûm is doing so well up till the year
Yeah.
1989. What the fuck?
It's the golden
To,
like the golden era for dwarves.
Yeah, from the second they find out about the Mithrils all the way to the year 1980 of the Third Age, that is the golden age of the dwarves in Khazad-dûm. From 1980 of the Third Age, that is basically the downfall of the dwarves, because later on you have insane battles with dragons that went on for 14 years in other mountains and insane stuff. And then you have the desolation of Smog, and a lot of amazing stuff happened
up
to
into the
dwarves.
actual good stuff. But can we just like do a quick commentary on like how trash the fact that they have to give Mithril a whole lore and like and the utter shite that it is, and the fact that the light of the Eldar and it's in it, and like the elves need it. It's like this. I mean, like, look, if this wasn't Lord of the Rings, I'd be like, oh, this feels very D&D and it's kind of cool. But the fact that they're using Mithril, it's kind of like, but what the fuck? What the actual fuck is going on? Who is writing this shit?
Yeah, no, this is really utter shit and bullshit and trash, and
it's bullshit.
I'm not enjoying this. Like I said before, I did not, other than the wizard, I don't see magic over here whatsoever, which does tell me the magic will come with the rings of power itself, which is bullshit.
Bullshit. It's what it is bullshit.
And to anyone who doesn't know why Celeborn, aka Galadriel, is why we were so pissed off about it, is because we see him alive at the end of Lord of the Rings in the Return of the King. He is one of the other elves that we see that goes to Valinor with Frodo and Bilbo and Gandalf, and
we even see him in the first episode, from the Fellowship of the Rings. After the fall of Gandalf, they go into Lothlórien.
So
she's like, they're like, where is Gandalf? That guy who's talking, that's Celeborn.
Yeah, Celeborn.
Celeborn. Yeah.
Celeborn was the guy who created the rings.
Created this.
Yeah. So the thing is, the fact that they killed this guy, he might be dead. As of right now, we're gonna go with Galadriel's word. He is dead. Is a big. Also, it's also a big fuck you to the movies, because then he's alive somehow. So yes, I do believe he will come back to life, or he was never dead. They can always pull off the the true love is so strong, so Galadriel spoke with the gods and they brought him back to life, just like Beren and Luthien. But the thing is, if her true love was that strong, she would try to do it very early on and not wait.
This should be her like full like modus operandi, which it is not.
Yeah, it's not. She is a trash character.
Powerful, angry woman elf.
She is. She's a horrible character. And she's very dumb for giving Theo the sword and like, go on, be a warrior. It's like, oh fuck. But yeah, then we see her and Halbrand get on a horse and they ride. We see the Southland. He's injured. He's injured. Oh my god, yes. He's injured in a way like he's about to die. Then 2 seconds later, he gets up, he walks and rides a horse as if nothing happened. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Then we see Adar and all of his dwarves, not dwarves, all of his orcs that he calls them Uruk, but I believe they'll change it from Uruk to Urukai. And we see the Southlands title changed from the Southlands to Modo. So this is officially now Modo. We, as if air quotes, saw the origins of Modo, which in one hand I'm okay with it, seeing the origins, but on the other hand, it's like the way you did it is horrible. I wouldn't mind to see it in a proper way, but because they did it not in a proper way and they trashed it, it's like, go fuck yourselves. But yeah. Oh, and also the biggest thing that really pissed me off is the hobbits, the Hotfoots. Like from episode 1, it's like, oh yeah, you must stick together and all that. Then we later see, yeah, go fuck yourselves, you're at the end of the line. Then we see, let's take the wheel so they'll be stuck and starve to death and die. Then we see, get this giant away from us and you can join us. Like, okay, no problem. Then it's like, maybe we should help them. Yes, wife, that you have said we should take away their wheels and kill them. Yeah, you were right.
Character standing up.
You
ain't leaving without me. It's like,
yeah, let's go help them and be together. It's like, what the fuck you, Dwarves. Fuck you, not Dwarves. Fuck you, Hobbits. Fuck you, Amazon. Jesus.
Like I said, the only palpable and like enjoyable thing, and even then I'm having a hard time, is between Elrond and Durin. Like their dialogue is on fire.
Yeah, their dialogue is amazing.
Even like between Durin and his father, like that whole scene where he's like a brother to me, also like fired in the womb. Like that's some like powerful stuff. And he's like, how dare you? It's like, that was good. I stopped skimming at that point because like I was like, all right. But but again, it's funny. It almost feels like their segments are from a different show altogether, just spliced in. And it's like, oh, hey, there's a better show over here, but we're just gonna take parts of it and like whatever. Again, I don't like the hair thing. I will die on that molehill. I don't like what they did with the elves. Like again, it's not even the race thing. Fine, so be it. But it's like, keep their long hair. As a dwarf's pride is in his beard, and Elvis, like, if you don't have elves with long hair, what do you get? Vulcans.
Yeah.
From Star Trek.
Yeah, I do.
And it's just, I've been seeing that TikTok go around, and I'm like, I'm all on board. I'm 100% on it. And everybody who's seen it, and all the responses and stitches on it are all just like, like, it's just like, yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
Also the Elvis kind of look, like, again, nitpicks, but it's legitimate, and like this show just digs its own grave.
Yeah, it really does. But hopefully by season 2 they'll fix all the design, the costume, but who knows if you'll watch season 2. But I do know that we did get to the end of our episode for today. I believe we talked about everything, and like I said, we are short on time for today. So,
-5 out of 10.
-5 out of 10. I am your host, Joel, and with me today, Moses Moon.
That's me, everybody.
We talked about the Lord of the Rings, the Rings of Power, episode 7. One more episode, and we are done with this horrible torture. I will I'll put all the links in the bio for my Hebrew podcast and Moses Moon Radio Instagram link, Reforge Radio. And until then, we are spoilers, obviously, and we'll catch you up on the next episode. Bye.
Bye.